Most people think taxes go up every year, but the IRS just released the new tax brackets for 2026, and millions of Americans are actually going to pay less taxes on their next return. Higher standard deductions and more income taxed at lower rates and higher retirement contribution limits. Which means if you understand how these changes work, you could legally keep thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of more dollars that would normally go to the IRS. But here's the problem. Most people completely misunderstand how tax brackets actually work. They think if they move into a higher tax bracket, all of their income gets taxed at that higher rate. So that's not how the system works. So in this video today, I'm going to walk you through the new 2026 tax brackets, the higher standard deductions, the retirement contribution increases, and most importantly, how high earners actually use these rules to reduce taxes. Let's get into it. But before we jump into the numbers, let me give you a little context. Who I am and why this matters. My name is Jamal Hansen, and I'm a managing partner and chief strategy officer of Kenvin Hansen Family Office. Welcome. We're a multi-family office focused on working with self-employed professionals earning $250,000 to $1 million plus per year, helping you redirect tax dollars into assets you own and control. I specialize in advanced retirement plan design, tax architecture, and asset protection strategies that turn income into predictable, protected wealth. But I didn't get my start in finance. My background was entertainment, hospitality, and real estate investing. My partner and I built a restaurant group that scaled to $10 million per year in revenue. Now, I know it sounds impressive, right? On paper, we were crushing it. But we were under structure, and when conditions shifted, the business collapsed entirely, and we lost everything. That experience pushed me and forced me to become obsessed with tax strategy, asset protection, pension design, and financial architecture overall. Today, I help entrepreneurs build a structure around their income so they don't repeat the same mistakes that I made at a young age, because growth without structure is fragile. Now let's jump into the 2026 tax brackets. So understanding how tax brackets actually work, the first thing we need to understand is that most people misunderstand tax brackets. For example, many people think if I'm in the 22% tax bracket, all of my income gets taxed at 22%. That's not how our tax system works. Instead, the US tax system works like a series of buckets. The first portion of your income fills the lowest bucket, and once that bucket fills up, the rest spills into the next one, and so on and so on. So for 2026, federal tax rates still range from 10% all the way up to 37%, but your income moves through those brackets one layer at a time. Let me show you a quick example. Let's say someone earns $100,000 per year. That does not mean the entire $100,000 is taxed at 22%. Instead, some of that income is taxed at 10%, some at 12%, and only the portion above a certain threshold gets taxed at 22%. So when people say that they're in the 22% bracket, that's just the top layer of income, not the entire amount. That misunderstanding alone causes millions of people to make bad financial decisions every single year. Now, why does the IRS adjust tax brackets every year? Now, one thing people don't realize is that tax brackets change every single year, but Congress isn't rewriting the tax code every year. So what is actually happening is something called inflation adjustments. The IRS adjusts tax brackets to prevent something called bracket creep. And bracket creep happens when inflation pushes your income higher, even though your purchasing power hasn't actually increased. Without these adjustments, people would slowly get pushed into higher tax brackets every year, even if their real income stayed the same. So every year, the IRS increases tax bracket thresholds, the standard deduction, retirement contribution limits to keep the tax system aligned with inflation. That's why the 2026 brackets are slightly higher than 2025. It's not a massive change, but it does allow people to report more income at lower tax rates. 2026 tax brackets for single taxpayers. For single taxpayers in 2026, the first $12,400 of income is taxed at 10%. Then income above that is taxed at 12%. Once income goes above $50,400, it moves to the 22% bracket. Above roughly $105,700, it moves into the 24% bracket. The next major jump happens at about $201,775, where income moves into the 32% bracket. Then 35% above $256,225, and finally 37% above $640,600. But remember, those rates only apply to income inside of that bracket. 2026 tax brackets for married taxpayers. If you're married filing jointly, the brackets generally allow almost twice as much income before moving into higher rates. For example, in 2026, 10% up to $24,800, 12% up to $100,800, 22% up to $211,400, 24% up to $403,550, 32% up to $512,450, 35% up to about $768,700. And 37% above that, which means a married couple can earn over $100,000 and still remain inside the 12% tax bracket. The new standard deduction. Now let's talk about the standard deduction because this affects almost everyone. About 90% of taxpayers take the standard deduction. For 2026, the deduction increases to $16,100 for single taxpayers, $32,200 for married couples, $24,150 for heads of household. This means more income is automatically shielded from taxes. What about itemized deductions? Now, one important thing to understand is how this affects itemized deductions. Because the standard deduction is now higher, it becomes harder for itemizing to make sense. Remember, you can only benefit from itemizing if your deductions are higher than the standard deduction. So for example, in 2026, if you're single, your itemized deductions would need to exceed $16,100. If you're married, they would need to exceed $32,200. Typical itemized deductions include things like mortgage interest, state and local taxes, charitable contributions, and certain medical expenses. But because the standard deduction has increased so much since the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, about 90% of taxpayers now take the standard deduction instead of itemizing. So for many people, this increase simply means more income automatically shielded from taxes. So why the standard deduction matters? A lot of people ignore the standard deduction because it feels small compared to their income. And it is, but it actually plays a huge role in your tax bill because the standard deduction reduces your taxable income before tax brackets apply. So if you earn $120,000 per year and you take $16,100 deduction, your taxable income isn't $120,000, it's actually $103,900. And that lower number is what the IRS uses to calculate your taxes. If you're in the 24% tax bracket, every $1,000 deduction saves you about $240 in taxes. That's why high earners spend so much time thinking about deductions, retirement contributions, depreciation, and charitable strategies, because every deduction reduces the amount of income taxed at higher rates. Retirement contribution increases. Another major change for 2026 involves retirement contributions. The IRS increased the amount individuals can contribute to 401k plans. For 2026, the limit increases to $24,500 per year. If you're 50 or older, you can contribute up to $32,500 annually. And under Secure 2.0, individuals ages 60 to 63 can contribute even more with an $11,250 catch-up contribution. IRA contribution limits also increased to $7,500 per year with an $1,100 catch-up for people over 50. So why are retirement contributions so powerful? When most people think about retirement accounts, they think about saving money for the future. But for high earners, retirement accounts are one of the most powerful tax strategies available because many retirement contributions are tax deferred. That means contributions reduce your taxable income today. For example, if you contribute $24,500 to a 401k, your taxable income drops by that amount. So if you're earning $250,000, you would only report $225,500 in taxable income. And if that contribution keeps you inside a lower tax bracket, the savings can be significant. Business owners often go even further using cash balance plans, defined benefit pension plans, 412(b)(3) plans, solo 401ks, safe harbor SEPs, which can allow contributions of six figures per year, up to $500,000 per year, depending on your income and age. These strategies can turn what would normally be tax payments to the IRS into retirement assets that you control. What do high earners actually do with this information? Now, here's the part most people miss. Instead of asking, how much tax do I owe? You ask, how do I structure my income so the IRS sees less of it? That's where real tax planning begins. For example, a business owner earning $300,000 per year may be sitting inside of the 24% federal tax bracket. But instead of accepting that rate, they might use strategies like defined benefit pension plans, accelerated depreciation from real estate, S-Corp entity optimization, S-Corp income optimization, strategic timing of income and expenses to reduce your taxable income. The goal is simple: move income from high tax brackets into lower tax environments. The real mistake most people make, the biggest mistake most people make with taxes is simple. You think tax planning happens when you file your return, but by the time April comes around, most of the decisions that affect your taxes have already been made. Income has already been earned, expenses have already been recorded, retirement contributions may or may not have happened. So real tax planning begins before the year ends. You should be tax planning every quarter, if not every month, to get ahead. So the big takeaway here today is understanding these rules allows you to control when you recognize income. You should trigger capital gains tax in lower tax years, use deductions and retirement contributions strategically, and stay inside lower tax brackets whenever possible. Most people think about taxes once a year, but tax planning happens all year long because tax planning isn't about filing paperwork, filing returns. It's about designing your income before the IRS ever has a chance to see it. Thank you.